And we are back once again with the PS5000. And we're going to tear this puppy apart, see what makes it tick. So, oops, let's try that again. Let's get started. So from what I can tell, it looks like there's 4 Phillips screws. Yep, 4 Phillips screws, one hidden under a sticker here that looks like it holds the whole thing together. And there's, I guess that's the split point. Maybe it's up here. Can't really tell. Well, let's pull the screws out and see what happens. Definitely there. I can see the seam. There we go. Now it's just a matter of going around. All right, well, that's good. Speakers are kind of glued in, but kind of not. Well, that's interesting. It looks like the battery, they actually put a connector in there that you could use for the battery, but then they just soldered it to the connector. Interesting choice, but hey, whatever works, I suppose. So let's pull that off right now. And you can see our motherboard here. So let me get some light here. Does that help any? Not really. That's not much help either. So as you can see, that's your CPU right there, the Rockchip RK3128. And I'm guessing next to that, right there, I'm guessing is storage, but I'll look it up here and I'll put it in the description below. And then we have another unmarked chip, and we'll look at this one too. I'll put what all these chips are and all the details in the comments. But yeah, that's interesting about the, can't believe that with the, there's a connector there. As you can see, there's nothing plugged into it, but the battery's soldered to the connector points. That's crazy. Oh, and the speakers, I pulled them out, but they actually have connectors that they actually use for this, where you can just unplug the speakers. So, all right. Like I said, I'll put the details in the description below on the chips that are on the board. It looks like we have 2, 3, 4 Phillips screws holding the board itself in. Let me see if I pull this off. If we can see what the model is of the display screen. I don't know if we'll be able to get down to it or not. Sometimes they're like glued together. Yeah, I think it doesn't seem like it has much, well, maybe a little play. But I'm pretty sure it's, oh, there we go. Gonna have to pull the tape off of this here. And I'll probably have to pop. Huh. Pop that off here. See if we can just kind of. Nope. Something's still holding it. Oh, I know what it is. Pop the SD card out of there. It should now. Well, maybe. Oh, there's one more screw. Huh. There we go. That explains it. All right. There's the underside of the board, but huh. There's another layer to this. I'm not sure if it'll come off or not, but we'll find out. Wow. This is the screen. And this plastic piece does appear to be either glued on or taped on or something, and I'm not gonna try to force it off because I don't want to break it. So I guess unfortunately we're not going to find out what the model of screen is there, but at least we got a good look at it. So hopefully we can get this thing back together, because we still have to try the controllers out on it. What I think is somewhat interesting, and maybe it's just me that feels that way, but I don't know, maybe you will too, is the way the board actually, the connector from the board to the screen. If I can get this back in there. The connection, I don't know if you can see this or not, connection is right here on this, and then on the board it's right there. So that's really interesting. Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put it back together, and then we'll go ahead and connect those wonderful controllers to it and see how they go. Okay, for the curious among you two, this will all be in the description below, but it looks like this is a Rockchip RK3128. It says JDAUAL 733 2012. This one here appears to be a Samsung. Let me see if I can focus in on this. K4B4G164-6D-BCK0. Down here it says, looks like it says Y4J1679WC. And this chip here, turn it around. Looks like it says WinBond. Let me take it off camera here, see if I can see any better. WinBond 25N01GVZE1G 2026 601311400. And I'll, like I said, I'll look those up and put it in the description below. I know it's kind of hard to see that, especially on the camera. I had to grab the magnifying glass and look at it up close. So now for a little bonus here. As you may remember, the console came with these controllers. I haven't even taken them out of the bag yet. There's two of them. They're exactly the same. They feel terrible through the bag, so I don't imagine they'll feel any better out of the bag. So let's go ahead and take them out here. Now, I have not touched these at all since the unboxing. So let's undo the cord. We'll go ahead and there's two controller 1, controller 2 ports at the top. So you can plug them in. Well, the best I can say honestly is that they work. This is not a D-pad. I don't know what in the heck it is, but it is the weirdest thing because it almost feels like the whole thing moves up and down, left and right. It's not like, you know, like normally with your joystick, you know, you have your button and it tilts like that. This feels like it's going like this. It's so hard to describe. It feels like the whole thing is moving, like it's not shifting on a point. It's just moving the entire thing. I don't know. But they seem to be pretty responsive. So let's see how they do in a game. I guess the best I can say is they're not as cheap, or I don't know. They don't play as cheaply as they feel. Is that a good way of putting it? These things weigh 0. Like, if they were any lighter, they'd float. You know what? Let's tear one of them apart. I don't know if you can tell anything about this just from looking at it on the camera, but this is very, very skinny plastic. Very lightweight. There's like hardly anything to it at all. Let's see if I can. Okay, so I pulled that out. Yeah, I mean, it's just your typical board. But I don't know why this feels so weird. It is weird. Holy crap, look at this. Let me see if I can get that off again. I mean, I guess that's the way they are, but boy. I don't know. Hang on. Okay, so this is more what I was expecting, is something like this, where, you know, I don't know if this will fit on there or not, but no, it doesn't look, oh, I guess it will. So like when you push up, see how it tilts forward, tilts back, side to side. You know, it's like pivoting over a central point. I don't know how well the camera will even pick this up. But yeah, you know, pivoting over a point, like when you push it down, the whole thing kind of goes down, goes up, side to side. Okay, this one, if you look at it, I don't know if there's a way to really see it. It doesn't pivot. The whole thing moves up, whole thing moves down. Like I said, I doubt the camera's even showing it. I'm spending way too much time on it anyway. But yeah, that's just kind of weird. I mean, it's fine, it works fine, but it's just different. Well, anyway, I think that's going to do it for this video. Yeah, this part, again, same thing. Cheap plastic, cheap buttons, nothing special to write home about. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Overall, I'm going to say, you know, I give this a pretty positive rating. You know, it's probably not the greatest thing in the world, but why does it feel like there's another piece of plastic over it? Anyway, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it does what it's supposed to do. I mean, it's something like, for that price point and with that chip in it, there's no way it's ever going to play N64. It's not going to play PS1 flawlessly. It's not going to play, you know, anything too crazy without having issues, hiccups, slowdowns, things like that. So expectations shouldn't be that high. But, you know, it seems to play, you know, most of the other stuff, like your Mega Drive, your Nintendo, Super Nintendo, the Game Boy, all that stuff seems to play that fine. And that's really what it's for. Let's be honest. I mean, that's what these things, that's the bread and butter of it. Everything else is just a bonus. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions or anything you want me to specifically look at on this unit, put it in the comments. I'll definitely, I can post more videos on it if you want to. But overall, yeah, I say I give it a thumbs up. It's not a bad unit for the price. So anyhow, if you like this video, go ahead and click that like button if you didn't dislike it. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.